Hey guys, and welcome back to another Doctor Who action figure review. Today I'm taking a look at the final set to be released from B&M this first half of the year. And it is the Third Doctor and TARDIS from the Monster of Peladon. This is probably the most eagerly anticipated set of this wave, so I've saved the best till last. So first of all, I'll get rid of the Doctor and the TARDIS and we'll take a look at the box. Now it is a bigger box, so you can see me in the reflection, sort of, so hello. You've got the same deco. You can see my little makeshift tripod being the TARDIS walls, which I think is quite, a bit neat. You've got the TARDIS here. You've got exclusive Doctor and TARDIS set, the Third Doctor and TARDIS from the Monster of Peladon collector figure set. Limited edition Doctor Who. On the side you've got the Doctor and the TARDIS. At the back you've got the Doctor and the TARDIS again, and a biography of the Monster of Peladon, which they make it sound better than it actually is. On the side you've got the TARDIS again and me, hello, and that's it really. There's nothing on the top, there's nothing on the bottom, but what is noteworthy about this set is the interior card. So I am actually going to remove this. I probably should have done this before the review, but I just wanted to show you guys what the interior card looks like, because it's not your standard time vortex. Instead we have one of the Peladon caves, which I think is quite neat. We have somebody getting killed by Agador here. Apologies for this, I did rip the cardboard, much to my annoyance. And over here you've got a mutt from the mutants, which I love, and a giant maggot. So these are this is very reminiscent of the other TARDIS sets, where it's just a treasure trove of Doctor Who Easter eggs, like the Sharda set or the unit HQ diorama that came with the Fourth Doctor last year. So that was just something that I wanted to point out, and it's a neat little diorama if you wanted to display your TARDIS this way. So with that out of the way, let's take a look first of all at the Doctor. Now this is a brilliant figure. It's one of the only Third Doctor figures that hasn't been done yet, and I'm honestly so surprised why it hasn't. It's a brilliant version with the bottle green jacket, which doesn't show up very well on camera, but it is a very nice colour in person, with the grey lapels and the sort of mint green frilled shirt, the green buttons, and the bow tie, obviously, with the little bit of trim on the cuffs and the frills, if you look closely. It's a brilliant figure. It's a brilliant version of the costume. It's one of the only good things to come out of the Monster of Peladon, and I'm so happy that it's finally been realised in action figure form. But other than that, it is your standard Third Doctor, and even as a standard Third Doctor, it's a brilliant figure. The likeness to Jon Pertwee is, as ever, brilliant. It's one of the character's better sculpts. He's got very white hair, whitish, yellowish hair, which Jon Pertwee did have at that point in his tenure, so that's nice and accurate. Got the lovely new bottle green costume, as I said before. The trousers are a sort of dark grey, and you've got dark grey to black shoes. So it's a brilliant figure. If you've got any other Third Doctor figure though, you know what you're getting, and you know what a good figure it is. So just taking a quick look at the articulation, we've got turn at the head, not very much because you don't want to scuff the paint. You've got turn at the shoulder, 360 on the bicep, the elbow moves up and down, and there is articulation at the wrist. Again, not very much, but enough. There is a swivel at the waist. The hips are articulated. The thighs can swivel, that's very tight. And there is a joint at the knee. So your standard articulation affair. So that's the Third Doctor, a brilliant, brilliant figure. Taking a look at his rather large accessory, which is TARDIS. Now this is, I've lost track of how many versions of this TARDIS that we've got, But this one is a very nice version. I really do like this. It's weathered, as you can see. It's a really light blue. You can't quite see it on camera, but it's a very light, sharp blue in person. And mine is absolutely soaked with weathering. And I love it. I love having a weathered TARDIS. You can see the weathering all around the box with nice grubby windows. I think it looks great. What I have seen is that some people's weathering is more than others. So it must just be a factory thing where it's not a consistent amount of weathering. I've seen a few where there is next to no weathering on them whatsoever, and some where it's caked in it like mine is. So it's up to you which one you get if you find a few variations of it in your local store. And there are some areas where there's nothing like up here, but ah well. This TARDIS also uses the inverted signage, so the black text on white background. The pull to open sign is nice in that white text on black background. The lantern looks great, and it uses the new thinner base, which just makes the TARDIS seem a bit more proportional to the Doctor if we just compare the two there. Now, a few people have noted that this TARDIS is very similar to the Time Monster TARDIS that came out a couple of years back, and that is true, and I have it here for comparison. And they are pretty much the same. Same sort of colour, this one's a bit lighter. Same sort of weathering, but this one's got a bit more of it. There is obviously the inverted text. The pull to open sign is pretty much the same. The font is different. This one uses the black base, which I still don't really know why they did that. This one doesn't, but this one uses the thinner base, which looks better. And this one's got the correct blue housing for the lantern, whereas this one had a black one. So just small differences, but enough, I'd say, to justify having another on your shelf. This is a great TARDIS anyway, and it was very hard to come by. So this one, this new release, should be a nice pickup for those that missed out a couple of years back on the original. So overall, I really, really like this set. I would definitely say that it is the strongest set of this interim wave, in that it's actually giving us something new with the Third Doctor and something wanted by the TARDIS. If you picked up the Doctor and Dalek 2-packs last year, and you picked up the Big Finish exclusive versions last year as well, you'll now have 3 versions of them sets, like I do. So for us to get this, which is something bit new, bit different, it's really, really welcome, and I really like it. I really like it. There's nothing I'd say that's particularly wrong with it, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what B&M and Character Operators come up with later in the year for their summer selections. We know that a set based around the 13th Doctor is coming with Yaz and Ryan, so it's up to the sky is the limit as far as what we could see for the rest of that set and any other sets. I think we're going to be pleasantly surprised. I have done a blog post on my blog. Links are in my bio thing up here if you're watching on the main YouTube channel. To my blog, where you can read about my predictions and you can see any of the latest news and reviews of what's coming up. So that's just something to bear in mind. So thanks very much for watching, guys, and I will see you next time for another Doctor Who action figure review. Bye!